Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, Shows World.
Welcome to Shows World Gamers, Josh here, and it is once again that time of the week. That's right, as this week draws to a close, I wanted to take a few minutes just to let you know the biggest news stories from this past week. Also, we're going to look at some of the big gaming announcements from this past week, and of course, we'll take a look at the biggest game releases from this week. But before we jump in here, do me a quick favor. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and join in on the fun. Alright gamers, let's kick off this week in review with this week's biggest video game stories. Now, Pokemon Day took place this week on February 27th, marking the anniversary of the Japanese releases of Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green. As usual, we did get a special Pokemon Present showcase where we got to look at updates for current Pokemon games and a look at upcoming games, Pokemon Champions coming to mobile as well as the Nintendo Switch. And this game looks to be kind of a newer version of like the Pokemon Stadium style of games. And we got our first real look at Pokemon Legends Z&A, the next big Pokemon game coming later this year, and I can't wait. I will definitely be picking this up and playing it later this year. Then we got news out of Xbox that, well, the long-awaited and kind of controversial, if you're paying attention to the rhetoric that's going online, well, Fable has officially been delayed until 2026. The game was originally announced as a 2025 release, but we did get some new footage of the game that, well, it looks pretty promising, I think. So hopefully this extra time will mean the game is ready to go at launch and it doesn't have a bunch of issues. Now, IGN also had their FanFest event. It took place basically this whole week where we got to look at upcoming video game stuff, we got movie stuff, comics, TV shows, anime, toys, just all kinds of stuff they covered, and it was awesome. The week-long celebration of everything awesome kicked off with an ID at Xbox event where we got to look at a bunch of upcoming indie games, some brand new announcements, updates to games like Balatro, which was also shadow dropped onto Game Pass, and release dates for, well, just some really fun looking games. We also got a bunch of new PC games announced, indie games and stuff that will hopefully be coming to the consoles at some point. Next up, let's take a look at some gaming announcements. Now, a game that I'm really excited about is Cyber Taxi Lunatic Nights. It received, well, just an awesome looking announcement trailer showing off a game that, well, it looks like a mashup of Crazy Taxi, Twisted Metal, and Grand Theft Auto, taking place in a like cyberpunk style futuristic world. In the game, you play as a taxi driver taking people to their destinations, but have to battle through the city and other cab drivers. You must upgrade your taxi with weapons to help you survive along the way. The game is a PC only at this point game, but I'm really hoping for a console version. I'm going to be checking out the PC version here on the channel though, so stay tuned for that video. Now, Chip and Claws versus the Brainoids received an announcement trailer this week, showing off a colorful action strategy game where you gather brainium, you build a base, and command your army of bots to defeat the freaky brains in jars alien Brainoids. The game does support single-player, couch co-op, and online play. The game is coming to the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems in 2025, but no release date was announced at this point. Now, Shotgun Cop Man received an announcement trailer this week, coming from the makers of the just awesome, fun indie game, My Friend Pedro, which, if you never played that, you definitely should. I think it's like, you can pick that game up really cheap now, and you'll just have a blast playing through that game. It's a side-scrolling game, and it's just an awesome game. Now, this game has a minimalistic graphic style, and has the crazy expert hard platforming reminiscent of games like Super Meat Boy and Celeste, but it uses guns for both taking out enemies and propelling you through the air. The game is coming to Nintendo Switch and PC for, I think it's like less than $10, and I do believe they just announced a PlayStation version is also coming. Alright gamers, let's finish up this week in review with this week's new video game releases. And definitely the biggest game released this week was Monster Hunter Wilds. It released this week on the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems. The newest game in the long-running franchise is getting high marks from critics. The game has you fulfilling your duty as a hunter by tracking and defeating powerful monsters and forging strong new weapons and armor from the materials you harvest from your hunt. As you uncover the connection between the people of the Forbidden Lands and the locales they inhabit with fast single or multiplayer action, that's where the game really shines. Get some friends together and take on some giant monsters. This game, it's just looking like it's in the talks to be one of the Game of the Year nominations at the end of this year, and I think this is a must play. Now, we also got the return of a classic 3D platforming game from the Nintendo 64 this week. That's right, Glover released on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. The game is a 3D puzzle platformer where you control a charismatic four-fingered glove named Glover who walks on two fingers and manipulates a ball around a 3D world. And I remember playing this back on the Nintendo 64, but I never really got into it. I thought it was okay. I might give it another shot here with this updated version. And for you fans of ultra-realistic golf games, PGA Tour 2K25 also released this week on the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems. The game features upgraded visuals, a new swing mechanic called Evo Swing, and improved progression systems for both MyPlayer and your equipment. Players can also create and customize their own golfer or take control of the world's top golfers as you play on golf's biggest stages on the real world courses. And this game, it just looks absolutely beautiful. If you're a fan of golf, give this one a shot. Alright gamers, that concludes this week in review for the week ending on February 28th. The week started with a teaser trailer for Among Us 3D, which, well, it looks pretty awesome. Unfortunately, we did not get a release date, and it was only shown for PC via Steam, but I expect this new version of the game to end up, well, pretty much everywhere. Then, news broke that Ubisoft has taken kind of another L, as physical versions of Assassin's Creed Shadows have leaked and made it into the wild, with gamers already streaming the game online, which isn't actually scheduled to release until March 20th. And the week ended with Pokemon Day taking place, and us getting a Pokemon Present showcase, giving us a really cool look at Pokemon Legends ZNA. But let me know anything we may have missed in the comments, and thanks for joining us today, gamers. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll hope to see you on the next one. Shows World, out.